I'm going to explain in this video how this bag of crisps can help you get back with your ex. Not that junk food and processed food is healthy for you, but actually there's something very interesting about this pack of crisps. And when you know it, you'll see it's going to be a game changer for you to get back with your ex.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
Before I move on, and I always forget, that's why I put it on the slide, subscribe, like the video, it does help me a lot. Take the quiz. I put together a quiz for you to know if you have any chance to get back with your ex. The link is in the first comment of the video and in the description. It's basically a free tool for you to know if you have any chance or not to get back with your ex. And you can give me a call or WhatsApp me if you have any specific question. I'll be more than happy to discuss with you. And there's also a link for you to join our groups, and if you want to talk with like-minded people and be part of the community. So why this crisp? Why this pack? Why this bag? The value we place on things and people is relative. I'll explain you what I mean by that. One of the main driver of that value is supply. You know, the famous supply and demand. When you buy a train ticket and you buy it 6 months in advance on a Friday evening, you'll buy it, I don't know, $50. You buy the same ticket, the same time, the same train, you buy it a week before, it's $100. What you get is exactly the same, right? Exactly the same. But the value is different because now there's way more demand at this point in time. The value of the same product has increased. Now with this bag of crisps, each crisp has the same taste, right? But what happens when you're sharing a pack of crisps and there's only one left? Or you're eating your pack of crisps and there's only one left? This one, the last one, is the best one of the pack. It's like, I'm dying for this one. The first one, you don't really care. When you have your crisp or, I don't know, fries, you get like 2 or 3 at the same time. But the last one, even like, if it's the tiny bit, you'll be cherishing this part. You'll be like, I love this one. I want this one. And the reason is because it's the last one. This is what's probably going on in your head right now. Your relationship was a bag of crisps. When your ex told you, I want to break up, that created that effect in your head like, fuck, I want this. The typical thing that I hear sometimes from my clients is like, I took her or him for granted. I didn't do anything. I was eating my bag of chips or crisps, if you're in the US or in the UK, and I never realized that there was like a limit, or that I could actually be out of stock of this. And so from one day to another, that creates that massive desire. From the day before the breakup, where you were eating that bag of crisps, maybe you were, the relationship was okay, but we're not really mindful of the problem. To the point where they told you, we need to end this, it doesn't work, however they told you this. This becomes like a high value thing. And what's happening is now you want what you can't have. If you're sharing that bag of crisps, for example, and there's one crisp, you're going to fight for it. It's exactly what's going on with you and your ex right now. What you're doing is you're fighting to get that. The problem with this is that, of course, you can't have what you can't. You can't have what you want right now. And that generates a toxic behavior. You can become clingy, thinking like, I can convince them. I can convince them that, he or he is making a mistake. You're stressed. What about they are dating someone? What about they forget me? So you can be depressed. Like, I'm so stupid. How can I ruin that? I should have told her this. I should have done this. And maybe, this crisp is just a crisp. and it has the same value as the other crisp. And maybe, of course, so maybe this one has exactly the same taste as the other one. And what you're doing right now is that you are putting a higher price tag on something that's the same. You are overreacting because, and it's normal, that's the thing I want to basically highlight in this video. It is normal to overreact when someone you love decides to break up with you. So now what I want you to do is to reflect about why and why this decision changed everything. Is that because you put more value into something that actually was okay? Because usually when most people sort of reflect after a breakup, when I ask them like, were you happy in the relationship? Very frequently they're like, was that working really well? If you're honest with yourself. What I want you to do is to take off your ex from his or her pedestal. What you're doing right now is putting a high value on this crisp, and I'm gonna eat it at the end because now I really want to have it. I'm gonna put a really high value on this just because you're losing it. I'm not saying you shouldn't fight for your ex. I'm just saying, because that's the important point I want to make in this video, is that the reaction to this breakup is you've been denied that last crisp in the bag. The reason is, as we discussed, there's no reason for that crisp to be more valuable. So ask yourself why you didn't value the relationship, why you didn't value that crisp, those crisp, I say crisp a lot in this video, during the relationship. Maybe it's because it didn't work, maybe it's just because you're not made to be together. Maybe it's because you've ignored something and that is a wake-up call for you. And that's great, and you can work on that and you can fix that. But you have to understand that regardless whether you're going to get back with your ex or not, regardless whether you want to move on or fight for your ex, you have to do this exercise to reflect and to really take some perspective, because that would help you cope with that anxiety, with that stress. It would help you stop thinking about like, oh, I'm so stupid, I need to get in touch with him or her. I need to do this or that. Give them some space. Reflect. This is only the last crisp. It's just the last thing. You didn't see it, but they took a while to make that decision. And it's normal to overreact, but really understand that what you're doing is just a reaction of that supply and demand. That thing that you're about to miss or lose. By experience, when someone breaks up with you, they're not gonna forget you from one day to another. So you can take that time to reflect, to go no contact, to think about why this is so important for you and what you're able to do and willing to do to recover from that relationship. I hope it makes sense. I hope you learned something about this bag of scripts. If you have any question or any comment, don't hesitate to do it under this video. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.